Yo guys, what's going on? So we're back with another video breakdown. This time we're looking at my MMA debut. I was fighting on Almighty FC, a show in the UK run by Ray Thomas, good quality show, and I was fighting a guy called Marc Halford. He had a lot more experience than me. He was maybe on his 11th or 12th fight, and this was my debut, as I say. But due to my past in kickboxing and the experience I have there, I'm always happy to give up that experience. Even though I did start in MMA when I was 14 or so, just on a small show, maybe even more of an interclub you'd call it. 10 years later I found myself transitioning to MMA properly, and yeah, this was my debut. So I get to the arena, and as I say, I'm fighting this guy called Marc, and I turn up for the rules meeting, and he comes straight up to me and starts barking, because he goes by the name of Pitbull, so I don't know if that had some correlation. But let's just start by saying, if you're a grown man, in your mid, late, early 30s, whatever you are, and you're walking up to someone and you're barking, then I don't know. I don't even know what to say, it's long. We can't be friends if you're just walking around barking at people, you know. So I don't know what you expected my reaction to be was when I did that. I thought it was supposed to be an intimidating thing, but I couldn't help but laugh at the situation. And yeah, so I had to deal with him barking for the whole rules meeting. Luckily I knew the rules, so I could just laugh through the whole thing. And then yeah, then we was allowed to start getting warmed up, and I was quite early on in the card, so we got straight into the fight. So let's break it down. This fight was at 70 kilos. I've had a few fights at 70, fought on like Glory at 70 kilos, even though it's not really my weight. My preferred weight has always been 65 or below. I'm even starting to look at 61 kilos now. But I've always taken the fights that are available, so when there's not too much going on at 65, for whatever reason that may be, then I've always jumped up. I've even fought at 76 kilos before, just to be able to get the opportunity to fight. So yeah, as I say, MMA debut, Marc Halford, and first time in a cage. See how it goes. Again, game plan for this is just to stay on the outside. Heavy kicks to the leg, the body, the head. If he wants to engage in the clinch, then we'll engage with the clinch and go from there. Again, so start firing the kicks on the outside, keeping that range all the time. So I'm always looking to just keep out at arm's range, so then I can fire my kicks and we're not too heavy in that boxing range. As you see there, he pressure's forward, and I look to exit and spin on the exit. Go straight back to that leg. I noticed that he's not really making much of an attempt to block that leg kick. He's not evading it, he's not checking it, so I start burying it in hard. And I notice that he starts to step in heavy with those punches as some sort of defense towards that low kick. So I'm quite confident in my defense with my hands when I'm low kicking, so I just start hammering it in from that position, really start going to work. And again, just moving around on the outside, hitting the teep, little fakes on the outside. Here I'm just gauging on how he reacts, what openings are there. So start mixing up the levels, shooting to the head, shoot to the body on that teep. When I know that body teep hits, I go up to the head, because I know that'll be on. Back to the leg kick, kicking heavy. Start circling round, coming back to the center of the octagon or the cage. And then from there, hitting heavy on them kicks again. He starts to rush forward here and really starts to pressure. Puts me up against the cage, and as I say, it's my first time in the cage. So normally where I would turn the corner and create space, that space wasn't there, and I found my back up against the cage. Anyway, so from here I noticed he switched into southpaw, something he's not really done before, so I knew that leg kick was hurting him. So luckily I can fight in both stances, and I hammer that leg home. He drops his hand, and from there I know that head kick's there. So when he starts dropping his hands and his demeanor changes after that leg kick, I know that my leg's gonna reach his head before his hands can come up. Just through years in the gym and knowing that position and knowing how quick I can kick, then I knew as soon as that guard was dropped and he was in that compromised position, I knew my leg was gonna reach him before his hands. You even see his hands come up to start defending, and my leg just reaches there before. So I was confident in knowing that that was gonna be what landed first, so I really buried it in and managed to get the finish. Look at this sequence again. He starts to pressure in hard, starts laying in those shots. I managed to control that distance with a knee shield, hit that knee to the stomach. That took a lot of wind out of him. And then this is where I noticed that he switched that stance, and I knew that hurt him because he don't fight in southpaw. So then from there, I knew his defense wasn't going to be on in that southpaw position. It's just not the same. If you're not versed in both stances, not only are your attacks weaker, then your defense is not as good as well. So just rewind it again. So start hammering that leg. So I know that he wasn't really checking on that front side, so this leg has got no hope. So I'm just gonna fry it. Start kicking heavy to that leg, the hands are dropped, and I know what goes faster to his hands on my leg. Then I managed to get the finish from there and go to jump on the cage to celebrate. So yeah, successful MMA debut there. Couldn't have gone too much better. Didn't take any damage. Managed to stick to the game plan on the outside and land the kicks and got the walk-off KO. And I look forward to going into MMA now full-time, preferably at 65 or 61. And yeah, see what fights present themselves, and maybe there'll be a bit more grappling heavy. Who knows what I've been doing. Or maybe I stick to the outside and carry on kicking and punching. But I look forward to delving into them anyway. Thanks for watching, guys.